let's push forward now. And again, if you don't get the chance to actually master or get the achievements for any of those abilities, then you can go back to an old save file and unlock it that way. And it's particularly significant because using those abilities unlocks, or getting those achievements unlocks those abilities for future playthroughs, even regardless of what class you're playing as. So, for example, if we played a new game on New Game Plus, or just a new game in general, we could be a soldier who would normally not have access to Neural Shock, and then use that achievement that we just picked up for the Neural Shock ability, and get a soldier that can suddenly use Neural Shock. So it opens up some interesting combos that would otherwise be impossible. And for that reason, it is somewhat significant. Okay, let's see. So now we are, well, just heading in, it seems. And I saw a crate down here. It's locked. We'll have to break through it here. Let's go, I think, from this... Oh, that was not the right time, but let's go through this angle. There we go. Okay, that's actually very good medium human armor, it's just that, turns out we don't really have anyone who is particularly keen on using medium armor. Oh, almost missed these. Okay, anything particularly good here? Decent sniper. Otherwise, just level 10 gear, but not terribly rare. Okay, there's another one we need to break through. Huzzah. And... I mean, biotic amp. Not sure it's a particularly good one. It is level 10, yes, but take a look at it. I think Caden is the one who theoretically has the weakest of the amps at the moment. And, well, not really an upgrade for him. Okay. Then, I think that's it in terms of loot to be had here. Let's round this corner, and if we take another look at our map, now we can get an upgraded version, or an updated version, I should say. Vermeer base main level. Okay. So we're getting somewhere, it seems. I assume that's what you're referring to, because that is a pretty ginormous gun. And we do now have some enemies popping out of here. Got a Krogan warrior, in fact. And, ooh, Geth Stalker, Geth Ghost. Okay, so the Ghost is extremely dangerous. It also has this assassination ability, which is the key sniper ability. The Ghost is the strongest of the hoppers. Ideally, we lock all of them down. We take them out before they get a chance to do anything to us. And, well, the Krogan warrior is also potentially a bit of a problem. Let's throw you off and make it so that you cease to exist, because that works. That upper is now no longer stasis. That's not cool. Let's lift you. Ideally, before you shoot one of our teammates to death. Okay. They're now dead. Yeah, so you can throw them off the edge of the world, and that does work. Okay, now we're shooting at something, theoretically. Okay, looks like we've got some drones over here. Okay, rocket drone. Hey, did you neural shock a rocket drone successfully? Why is its health green? That would suggest that you actually managed to get some poison damage on it. It's not an easy thing to do. That should be impossible. I'm not sure how that happened, unless he actually does have toxic damage on his like ammo or something. Didn't think he did. Now, let's sabotage it, maybe. It does seem like you guys would normally be able to shoot some rockets, which I don't particularly like. Although we could talk about getting more achievements. Could take this opportunity to use Caden as bait. Take one of those hits in efforts to use that meta gel for him. If you could just like stand not there, like there. Preferably right out in the open, where you're gonna get annihilated. Oh, except they hit us instead. We got hit a little bit. And the objective was just to give us the opportunity to use the meta gel. Caden is slightly hurt. I mean, slightly. Hold on. Are they dead now? I think they're dead now. Okay. Are there any crates down here in this little area? I was a little distracted with trying to kill Caden. I mean, what? No. Totally wasn't trying to kill Caden. What are you talking about? What are you I just wanted him to take a little bit of damage is all. Just take a little bit of damage. Did that actually go side to side? It's a first. Well, not exactly, but so rare that we actually need to do that. Okay, sledgehammer rounds, 10. I do like picking those up. I do think those are very strong, and we got some more, is that either shredder or tungsten rounds, and I think we have enough of those at this point that we probably don't need to pick up more. Okay. Previously, I was curious to see if this worked. Does this deal enough? Does this deal enough damage to Caden? Yes, it does. To actually use a metagel. So that's actually pretty reliable way of getting some metagel uses. Because again, you can't use them when people are on full HP. Okay, so we've got turret control, so that would seem to be the best way to deactivate this turret that is currently preventing the Normandy from landing. And so that gives us an update. And now we must, let's see, destroy. We've disabled an AA gun. So the Normandy can drop off the explosive now, but the Normandy will drop it off as soon as the other AA gun is destroyed. Find it and destroy it. Okay, so we're not done just yet. That's one of 2 down. But we also got a ton of stuff here. Let's see. Well, not so much things that we are particularly keen on. I did not mean to... Oh. Well, I mean, it's an assault rifle, so I guess it didn't really matter what I threw on here. But, sure. I guess we'll throw on... We're gonna have an assault rifle. Might as well make it a good one. Though the Kovalyov is actually our best. What did we put on Rex? He had the level 7 Spectre gear 1. But let's compare this. I'm actually curious. So, fair bit more damage. More heatsink capacity, and yeah, the accuracy is where it suffers most. Is that worth the sacrifice, though? You could make the case that it is. I don't know. I mean, at the very least, it would presumably be our second best assault rifle, in which case it's more of an Ashley or a Garrus type thing. Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, this just goes to show you how good the Spectre gear is relative to other types of gear. Because level 7 is potentially still better than level 10 of the second best of the types of manufacturers. So, yes, we'll keep his current one on. Now, we've got some more friends here, though. Does seem like they followed us. Okay, so we've got a rocket trooper and a shock trooper, I think both of which can potentially shoot some rockets at us. So let's try to disable them, their weapons at least. And let's sabotage their shields as well, or overload them, more specifically, I should say. Oh, I can stasis them. Well, I mean, that works too. Not what I meant to do, but that works too. Also, they just came up through this elevator over here. So, what if we, say, lift them all, and I mean all, and then throw them, and then throw them, and then throw them. Excuse me, sir, you're not dead yet?
Good work on the gun, Shadow Team. Now it's our turn.
Okay, so we got one of the guns down. Apparently it is Kiriki who's going to deal with the other. Okay, and then no other gear or anything. It seems like, just looking at our map here, I assume we are going through this elevator. That's where we came from. So let's head on through. Alright, let's be ready. I think our maximum metagel is 8, so we don't currently need that. At this point, we've got the breeding trench and the landing site. And another breeding trench over here, so this goes to the other AA tower. Presumably.
We need to clear the gate and set those charges.
Okay, let's save here. Because this does seem like we are headed toward a pretty important part here. And we've got more of these hoppers. Let's see, there's stalkers. I don't believe, or they're not ghosts, which are the most dangerous ones. I'm actually surprised that our friends are shooting as much as they are against these guys. Again, they're stasis. It's not usually something they would do. That's the one that Caden had stasis. He stasised it after we started stasising ours, and still it became unstasis more quickly. That just goes to show the difference between our stasis and his stasis. Ours is significantly better, because ours is fully upgraded, whereas his is just a rank 1 version. Okay, anything over here? Besides that, it doesn't seem like it. Doesn't seem like it. But it does seem like...
Set. Everyone bunker down. Bunker down.
Stuff is about to go down. Whoa.
All right. Nice work. That's one less thing to worry about. Commander, I'm bringing us in. I'll get as close to the site as I can.
Okay. If we take a look around here, we just got a big open area. And in theory, we've got the Norman. Let's give Joker some room here. He's gonna land on our head. Alright, so that, I assume, is our explosive.
Bomb is in position. We're all set here.
Commander, can you read me?
Sounds like Ashley. Yeah, we can.
The nuke is almost ready. Get to the rendezvous point, Williams.
Negative, Commander. The Geth have us pinned down on the AA tower. We've taken heavy casualties. We'll never make the rendezvous point in time.
That doesn't sound good. Okay, Normandy, can you pick them up?
Get them out of there, Joker. Now.
Negative. It's too hot. Can't risk it. We'll hold them off as long as we...
It's okay, Commander. I need a couple of minutes to finish arming the bomb. Go get them and meet me back here.
Okay, so you raise an interesting point. We can go to help Ashley, or we can guard the explosive instead. And, well, this is of, let's just say, some particular importance. But, so I think what our plan is here is I think we will go to help Ashley.
Up to the AA tower. Move.
Okay, so that means that Ashley is now, of course, well, was no longer accessible because she was helping out with Captain Kirby, and now Caden is staying back here to work on the explosive, arm it, and so now we're taking a team of, well, we're going to have to obviously take Caden out, but let's see, who would we like instead? And in this case, so we were previously relying on Caden for a combination of both tech and biotic abilities, of course, the same types of abilities that we were providing. I think that we'd like some kind of close-range specialist, which would mean probably Rex. If not, then maybe even Tally, because she also has access to shotgun training. Then I think, in particular now, crowd control abilities are going to be very important. So I think having Liara could also be very helpful as well. So let's, I think, go with Liara plus Rex. That gives us a nice combination of a ton of crowd control with all the biotics. Get a little bit of tech abilities just from us, and then Rex also just being a tank. Alright, and so, like I said, this actually will become our most important decision in the entire game, deciding which direction we want to go in here. And so I chose to go to the AA tower to help out Ashley here. So let's take a look. We've got a bunch of updates here. We'll start with the equipment. That's probably the most straightforward. So we are occasionally still getting level 11 stuff, or rather, wish 11. That stuff doesn't exist, but level 10 stuff. And of course, we just added Liara, and so she now has room to take on one more ability here, and I think we were going with the Asari Scientist previously, although then again, we did take some stuff on Barrier, maybe to try to make her a little bit tankier, whereas Asari Scientist is mostly just cooldown, right? 2% better recharge time, a little bit better first aid. I mean, yeah, I've been trying to use first aid a little more regularly, but still don't think that's going to be a huge factor here. So why don't we instead Let's see, we're level 55. If we do make it up to level 60, which I'm still not sure that that is going to happen. I think we're pretty close to getting to level 56 by the looks of things. Then, like, Master Barrier, if we can get here. And in theory, we would have enough points to get you all the way up to Master Barrier. It's probably worth doing. Technically, we'd only have to get up to, what, level 58 for that to happen? That's definitely possible. Definitely possible. And tell you what, even, like, level 1 stasis is maybe not a terrible idea. We did put that on Kaidan, just to give her one more option for crowd control purposes. Then, for our mission here, so we must infiltrate Saren space and destroy it completely. Captain Kirhi will assist with a diversionary strike, as we know. So, we had the option of either providing backup for Ashley and helping her at the AA tower, or helping defend the explosive here as Kaidan was arming it. So we decided to go with Ashley. Ashley's team is under heavy fire. Head to the second AA tower to provide support while Kaidan secures the bomb at the landing pad. Okay. And, I mean, I'm not even sure if there's much of anything that we can do here. That's Kaidan doing his thing. And technically, of course, we had the option. Remember, at the very beginning, we chose who to send with Captain Kirhi and who to bring with us. And so that would dictate who would be staying here on this position and who would be going up to the AA tower. So, of course, the way we chose things, sending Ashley with Captain Kirhi, means that, by extension, she ends up at the AA tower and Kaidan ends up here. But it could end up being the other way around if you chose to send the other person with Captain Kirhi. And then, by extension, means that, you know, if you want to help out Ashley, then that would mean staying here in that case, or if you want to help Kaidan, in that case, then you'd be going to the AA tower. But since we brought Kaidan with us, he's here, Ashley's at the AA tower, and we're going to help Ashley. And like I said, most important decision, arguably, in the entire game. Right here, at least for Mass Effect 1. Also, how the heck do we get out of here? So, let's see, we have a few ways out of this area. This goes to one of the AA towers. This also goes to an AA tower. So I'm pretty sure that we've gone through the other one to get here, but apparently not. That looks like that way is closed. So I think... Yeah? Hold on. Which one? Where is it? Directly in front of us would be one of the options, but this door is not accessible. So I don't think that's how we do it. I think by the looks of things, it's back here. I thought this was the way we came in. And I thought we would be pushing forward to somewhere else, but no, apparently not. And, well, we have what is possibly the most difficult encounter of this mission, I think. We've got... Look out. We've got some Geth hoppers over there, including potentially a ghost. Have to double check. But, we also have several Krogan. I think that's going to be the tough part. It's dealing with all of them. Fortunately, these guys are hanging out quite a ways back at the moment. But if we could, like, take care of some of these guys, that would be great. Oh, man. Look at how much damage Rex just took. He's getting annihilated for just standing out there for a minute. So these guys have some serious range. And, it's not really my intention for that to open back, or close back up. But it did kind of help us a bit. Okay, so what I would love to, yes, it is a ghost, and that's going to hurt. This might even kill us. Deliberately tried to get our barrier on. That might have been the difference. Okay, so here, we need to really... Ow! We need to stasis this ghost. That's the one that has the most range and has what is technically the highest damage ability there. So that's gone. There might still be another hopper of some variety. There is. Okay, that's also a ghost. Wow. Okay. Can we lift you from here? Did we get him? Couldn't tell if we actually lifted him or not. But once we get rid of those... Is it incapacitated? I think it is. It is. Okay. Gotta get rid of it. Okay. So they were really dangerous because they had that assassination ability that the ghost in particular hits incredibly hard. So now we have just the Krogans. And they're certainly still a big threat, but at least now we can focus on them. And they're going to try to close us down, close range, and let's do something about that. Lift, yeah, it doesn't work under stasis, but either way, he is stasis. Take him out while he is stasis, in theory. He's not dead yet. And he's in his ridiculous Krogan regeneration. Like, look at that. We can shoot at him like crazy and he's still gonna regenerate. So, what we'd like to do in that case is if we... Does Singularity stop the regeneration? Let's see. It does seem like it does. There are a few things you can do there. Some biotic abilities, as you see there, Singularity, Lift as well. Don't know if it stasis qualifies as well. But will prevent Krogans from regenerating life, which, as you can see, is a pretty big deal when they are regenerating life as quickly as you can deal out the damage with a pistol, at least. Or you can throw on either Hammerhead rounds or, what is it? Polonium, was it? Basically the poison rounds that prevent enemies from healing. Those are your best options. So that was one Krogan warrior. This is another. That's a Krogan warlord back there, which is another reason why this is such a difficult fight. Is not good cover here. Those Rex, really? Really, Rex? See, like this guy is regenerating again, and fire all we want, and eventually deal enough damage to take him out. But yeah, the Geth were a big problem. Krogan could be as well. And then now this guy is choosing to charge at us, and I think we're trying to get rid of him. We're gonna have to be quite aggressive with our abilities here. And it is strange, but it does seem as though, yeah, tech abilities do not trigger. Do not trigger when he's in stasis. And of course, our friends are not going to shoot him while he's in stasis. Whoa, here he comes. Let's lift him, please, immediately. As you can see, charged straight at us very quickly. And let's just say if he does manage to do that, you're not going to live very long. So, fortunately, did manage to take him out. But that is one of... No, it's gotta be the most difficult encounter on this mission. At least in terms of, you know, your standard enemies you're running into. So then, let's see. We've got anything else of interest we just picked up there. I mean, some more level 10 gear is not bad. Oh, also, I think worth checking for Liara. She is the Savant 7, which is very good, of course, but we recently picked up some Savant 10s, which, I mean, it's probably worth switching around and putting Rex's Savant 10 on Liara instead, just because she's our pure biotic specialist. So let's just do a quick switch around here. So yeah, if anyone is going to have the best possible biotic amps, probably makes sense for us, because although we aren't pure biotic, we of course are always in the party, so we're going to always benefit from it. And then Liara, because he is the best of the biotics that we have. So then let's put the level 7 version on Rex, which is still really good. It's not quite as good as level 10. Okay. So now we're out here. Let's take a look. Got the A tower. We're in that direction. Sure. Make sure that there are not any additional pieces of loot for us to get. And worth noting that, of course, not only does the direction you go dictate who you're going to go to help out, but you go to an entirely different section of the base, depending on which direction you choose to go in. And so, if you chose to protect the explosive as it's getting armed, then you would never go here. And obviously, going for the A towers.
Yes, they're sending in reinforcements.
Heads up, LT. We just spotted a mission ship headed to your location.
It's already here. There's gas pouring out all over the bomb site.
And so here's the thing. Technically speaking, we had not fully committed just yet. But, now let's see. How bad is it?
Can you hold them off?
There's too many. I don't think we can survive until you get here. I'm activating the bomb.
Excuse me? Just a second here.
Alenko, what are you doing?
I'm just making sure this bomb goes off, no matter what. It's done, Commander. Go get Williams and get the hell out of here.
Screw that. We can handle ourselves. Go back and get Alenko.
Okay, so this right here is the key moment. Perhaps in all of Mass Effect 1, we have to choose. Do we rescue Kaidan, who is trying to, well, has now successfully set up the explosive to blow up this entire base, but is currently getting overrun by Geth? Or do we help out Ashley, who was part of that team, who was leading the frontal assault, who has been overwhelmed for quite a long time at this point and is significantly outnumbered, and we were originally coming to help her because she seemed like she could certainly use a helping hand. And I would say absolutely take your time if you've not thought this one over to ponder, just ponder who, when it comes to your favorite party members and what have you, just bear that in mind, because well, we did of course start heading over to help Ashley out, and of course we could reverse back over to Kaidan now that he is overwhelmed, but I think we do in fact go and stick with Ashley here.
Williams, radio Joker and tell him to meet us on the AA tower.
Yes, Commander,
It's the right choice, and you know it, Ash.
Alright, well, let's do it.
I'm sorry, Kaidan. I had to make a choice.
I understand, Commander. I don't regret a thing.
Okay. Get a few Paragon points, and, well, that updates our journal here. And the music as well. So we keep going to the AA tower. We've ordered the Normandy to pick us up at the AA tower, fight our way there, to clear the landing area. So as I was starting to say, you could end up going back at that explosive site where Kaidan was planting the explosive and hang out there, or you could go and venture further towards this AA tower, and depending on which choice you make, you may never even see this part of the area. It does change what enemies you encounter and where, and I believe, actually, from all of my previous playthroughs, I have never actually gone up to the AA tower, I don't think. So this is actually, I think, going to be new to me. I mean, we'll see if anything jogs my memory. Perhaps I'm just forgetting, but I'm fairly certain that I've actually never gone this way before. And again, as for who you're rescuing where, that does vary depending on what role you put them in at the beginning when you chose who to send with Captain Kiriki. So you could theoretically save different people and or try to rescue different people and still end up going to the same place or vice versa. So do we need first aid kit? Technically we don't. So that's the one we just got, right? Okay. Let's hop in. Okay, we've got a lot of enemies here. Let's see if we can take a look at our map. So this is the AA turret. We are here already, it seems. And, well, so like I said, the enemies you fight and the places in which you fight them do differ a bit depending on which direction you choose to go in. Theoretically speaking, I think the AA tower is a little bit easier, whereas the other route is a little bit harder. But, also I think, for the most part, we're gonna make the decision based on who they're trying to help. Let's see what we have here. Got some shock troopers, and we've got what looks to be a destroyer back there who is firing some explosives in our general direction. It's kind of just a little out of range. Liara, thank you for ducking there. That's actually very helpful. Okay, now this destroyer is starting to charge. Let's do something about that. Okay. We might be getting flanked right now as well. Okay. 1 second. We have leveled up. Also, that Geth Destroyer is punching Liara to death. Maybe we should do something about that as quickly as possible. And heal her. Okay. How are we doing now? I think if that was all of them. But that looks like a familiar face. I was wondering if you'd show. Some shields you got there, buddy.
This has been an impressive diversion, Shepard. My Geth were utterly convinced the Solarians were the real threat. Of course, it was all for nothing. I can't let you disrupt what I've accomplished here. You can't possibly understand what's really at stake.
Alright. So, let's, just say for argument's sake, why don't you make me understand?
Why are you doing this?
You've seen the vision from the beacons, Shepard. You of all people should understand what the Reapers are capable of. They cannot be stopped. Do not mire yourself in pointless revolt. Do not sacrifice everything for the sake of petty freedoms. The Protheans tried to fight, and they were utterly destroyed. Trillions dead. But what if they had bowed before the invaders? Would the Protheans still exist? A submission not preferable to extinction?
See, I don't know. Kind of seems like one of those things where, you know, even if you try to be friends with the bad guys aren't looking for friends. So I don't think it's that simple.
Do you really believe the Reapers will let us live?
Now you see why I never came forward with this to the Council. We organics are driven by emotion instead of logic. We will fight even when we know we cannot win. But if we work with the Reapers, if we make ourselves useful, think how many lives could be spared. Once I understood this, I joined Sovereign. Though I was aware of the dangers, I had hoped this facility could protect me.
Okay, that's very interesting because, remember, of course, we recently learned that Sovereign is a Reaper, and so Saren is saying that he voluntarily chose to join Sovereign, thinking that it might have been a way to save more people than harm if he could, in fact, align with the Reapers and basically get him and his retinue and maybe as many people as possible to become allies of the Reapers rather than enemies. But also remember that we learned that they were doing some research here about the effects of indoctrination, which appears to be some kind of effect that came from Sovereign to do this whole mind-controlling thing, and it seemed as though Saren was concerned that it would potentially be, or that it was potentially affecting him. And so that might be what he's alluding to here when he's saying that, you know, this facility, he thought it might protect him, so to speak. So, I don't know, though. It doesn't really seem like it's working.
You're afraid Sovereign is influencing you. You're afraid he's controlling your thoughts.
I've studied the effects of indoctrination. The more control Sovereign exerts, the less capable the subject becomes. That is my saving grace. The Sovereign needs me to find the conduit. My mind is still my own, for now. But the transformation from ally to servant can be subtle. I will not let it happen to me.
See, but the thing is, like, I'm pretty sure it's already happened. I mean, you are seemingly just becoming, you know, the primary way through which Sovereign is doing whatever it is that Sovereign needs to do. But, let's see. What else can you tell us about the Geth? How did they come to ally with you?
Why are the Geth following Sovereign?
They believe Sovereign to be some kind of god, the pinnacle of their own evolution. But the reaction of their deity is most telling. It is insulted. Sovereign does not desire the pitiful devotions the Geth hurl at it. They are just tools, and no amount of belief on their part will change that. But as tools, they are useful. They will survive the coming invasion. If organic life is to survive, we must also prove we are useful. We must work with the Reapers.
It does really sound like you're indoctrinated. You know, the whole, we must join them, Shepard. But what about the conduit? What about the conduit?
Tell me why Sovereign needs the conduit. Tell me what it is. Maybe we can find a way to stop them.
The conduit is the key to your destruction and my salvation. Sovereign needs my help to find it. That is the only reason I have not been indoctrinated.
Yeah, but see, the thing is that you are.
Sovereign's manipulating you and you don't even know it. You're already under its power.
No, Sovereign needs me. If I find
Whatever you tell yourself, buddy.
I've been promised a reprieve from the inevitable. This is my only hope.
Okay, and so here you see that there is in fact an option to either try to charm Saren or intimidate him. Obviously, we do not have much in the way of intimidate points, but we could theoretically try to charm him. And, you know, does seem like maybe getting our archenemy to join us is perhaps a little unlikely, but I suppose we can give it a shot.
Together we can stop Sovereign. We don't have to submit to the Reapers. We can beat them.
I no longer believe that, Shepard. The visions cannot be denied. The Reapers are too powerful. The only hope of survival is to join with them.
And it may not look like that did
Sovereign
much,
is a
but
machine
remember that we did that.
thinks like a
Remember.
machine. If I can prove my value, I become a resource worth maintaining. There is no other logical conclusion.
It does seem like he's really just trying to take the logic route. This is the right course of action. It's undeniable. I mean, he has a case to be made, and that if the Reapers truly are capable of destroying entire civilizations, as Sovereign claimed that the Reapers did to the Protheans, and I think even mentioned to the races before the Protheans as well, in this whole cycles thing, that, you know, that would suggest that they are quite dangerous indeed. And so, if going up against them means trying to go up against some kind of force that has wiped out civilization after civilization, then, you know, our chances are probably not great. In which case, Saren, like I said, does perhaps have some case to be made for trying to ally with them. That being said, that's on the assumption that the Reapers would even be willing to accept him or others as an ally, which is, let's just say, I would argue, probably pretty unlikely based on what we've seen thus far, with all the indoctrinated people who have been exposed to Sovereign thus far. Okay, so we can't investigate any further, and like I said, although this is maybe one of the few, if possibly even only times, when using the charm or intimidate option does not seem to immediately have any effect, remember that we did that. It will be of some importance later on. So, let's see. How can you do this? I mean, it does seem like, you know, like I said, he has an argument, but at the same time, surely he sees that it is quite faulty. What are the chances that Sovereign would actually spare him?
You were a Spectre. You were sworn to defend the galaxy. Then you broke that vow to save yourself.
I'm not doing this for myself. Don't you see? Sovereign will succeed. It is inevitable. My way is the only way any of us will survive. I'm forging an alliance between us and the Reapers.
Who is us, though?
Between organics and machines.
You're killing a whole lot of
And in
organics.
doing so, I will save more lives than have ever existed. But you would undo my work. You would doom our entire civilization to complete annihilation. And for that, we must die.
Oh! Okay then. So now we have, Saren. And yes, we are fighting him. And, let's see what we can do here. Let's stasis him if we can. Did he get frozen? I think he has been frozen. Let's shoot him in the face. He has some friends here. He has a lot of friends, in fact, as it turns out. Okay. So, our friends. Can you incapacitate them while I continue to shoot Saren in the face? Because that would be ideal. That, I think, would be ideal. Speaking of which, let me continue to shoot him in the face. Okay, he is at roughly half HP. So that's, I think, a good sign of progress here. But, let's see, our stasis is almost back. It is now back. So we can freeze him again. Does seem to be quite effective. I'm curious as to whether the friends that he's spawning will continue to spawn in or not. I think we are getting experience from them, so in theory, Is there a potential infinite experience loop here? I don't know. But this actually, I believe... Oh, who are you? You look like you are... Saren is no longer... Hold on. Stasis. Can we freeze you again here? Oh, hello. Hello, he's got some rockets. Let's stasis you again. And this is the power of stasis, of course. But, let's see. We got more troopers here. And yeah, we are getting experience and we're getting monies. Not the monies are too important at this stage, but... Yeah, so at this point, in theory, it's only Saren who is showing up here. But, we'll see if any other additional Geth spawn in. But, let's shoot him in the face. And I do think this has changed. This fight. Did not previously spawn in all those friends, so this doesn't look good. Speaking of friends, anybody want to help us here? Punch him! Punch him, Shepard. Take out the hoverboard. That was so 2015. Here's Caden. It's not looking particularly good here. Looks like he's taking a hit or two. And of course, that is arm. That explosive he is leaning up against, and unfortunately, we just don't have the chance to pick him up here.
All right,
He's
everybody,
overrun.
hang on.
And there goes the bomb.